Hi everyone, I'm Jordania, and today I'm going to be talking over the most important social media practices with tips and tricks that will send consumers flying your way like the eagles in Kenai skies. Social media has changed every single aspect of our lives, including the way we consume. Clearly, these developments have significantly affected the way businesses operate. That's no surprise considering there's 4.33 billion social media users around the world, equating to more than 55% of the entire population. Social media marketing may seem like a huge undertaking, and I'm not denying the constant effort, but think of it like the virtual equivalent to your front yard. If you haven't tended to your front yard in over a year, you're not exactly gonna entice guests to come in for tea. Today, consumers rely on your social media channels to determine whether they want to explore your products or services further. This is why you should welcome potential customers to your business with a solid first impression. So now I'm going to go over top platforms and the best post types. So Facebook has been shaping the social media landscape since its launch, and it's continually evolving to meet users' needs. According to recent data, Facebook remains to be the market leader as the most widely used social media platform. And while platforms like Twitter and Pinterest are possible options to help grow your small business, keeping that profound statistic in mind, you need to know how you can make the best out of your resources. So today I'll be focusing on Facebook, Instagram, and even dabble some with TikTok. As I mentioned earlier, social media is changing the impact on consumers. 54% of social browsers use social media to research products. In the industries with the highest engagement rates include sports teams, higher education, influencers, hotel and resorts, and alcohol. Let's face it, if content is to be heavily seen, it needs to have cash flow behind it. It doesn't have to be a huge amount of money, but a little bit can go a long way when it comes to social media for marketing. According to a recent Hootsuite study, only about 6% of organic social media posts, specifically those published by Facebook business accounts, reach their intended audience. I know this sounds disheartening, but organic social media is still a really vital component. Not only can this free content be used as an awareness or thought leadership tool, but it can also be used as a form of employee advocacy or overall brand building. It's really probably one of the first times your consumers are seeing your brand. So in short, organic social media is the key to building a brand's look and feel. Organic social media also instills validity. Think about it. When that Instagram ad catches your eye, it's almost impossible to resist wanting to know more about it. So you see this nifty gadget on Instagram and you're like, okay, I need to learn more about this company. And you click on their profile and the last thing they posted was Happy New Year's 5 months ago. Point being, you need organic posts to complement your paid efforts or you're gonna lose the interest of potential customers real quick. If you're going to use the top industry platforms, you want to accompany your performance even better by boosting your visibility with the top performing post types. And in this case, regardless of choosing Facebook or Instagram, images are undoubtedly the preferred type of posts. In Rival IQ's latest industry benchmark report, photos inspired followers to dream about their next vacation or purchase this year on both social platforms. Of course, a social media tutorial like this wouldn't be complete if I left out the latest platform that's become a sensation really to all industries across the board. Yes, I am talking about TikTok. With hashtag life at home content overwhelming the feed in 2020, there's a unique opportunity that continues for users to stand out on the platform with snackable videos that are captivating enough to make it hard to put the phone down. If you know, you know. This is where influencers come in. Utilizing an influencer's audience to promote your business can be extremely beneficial. It might even feel like you're cheating, but more on that later. When it comes to setting up your Facebook business account, it's important to know the difference between a business account and a company page. A company page is all managed through your personal account and has limited advertising capabilities. Facebook Business Manager is a free tool that separates your professional and personal use of the social platform. Facebook Business Manager allows you to organize and manage a company account that includes having complete visibility on the resources, pages, and ad accounts that you manage, easily assigning roles to your employees, retargeting, collaborating with other companies, and a lot more. So how do you set up a business account? First, you want to sign into your personal account and visit facebook.business.com. Then create a Facebook Business Manager account using your personal profile to confirm your identity. Fill out as much information as possible by following the prompts and connecting your Facebook page, that company profile page I was talking about, to the business profile using the ID, which you can find in your company's profile URL. It's important to know that the person responsible for Facebook Business Manager should also be the owner or the president of the company so that they have complete administrative rights to the account. In other words, the person who's less likely to leave the company should be the owner of the account, should be in charge of the Facebook Manager account. This is just going to reduce account ownership issues and complications in the future and just make your life a whole lot easier. So after everything is connected, starting from the same Facebook business page, you'll want to set up an ad account if you plan on utilizing Facebook advertising. While Facebook does give you the option to launch ads through your profile page, as I mentioned earlier, it's pretty limited. And Facebook Ads Manager gives you way more detailed targeting and ad placement options than if you were to go through your Facebook page. So this is going to make your ads a lot more effective and probably a higher ROI. Additionally, because Facebook owns Instagram, you can also simultaneously run ads all in one platform. If this seems a little overwhelming, fear not, in my next videos, I'll walk you through the platform as well as how to run an ad based on your business's needs. So let's go ahead and dive right in. This is the main dashboard where you can create and coordinate your ad campaigns, which you can access by either going to facebook.com/ads manager or navigating through Business Manager. Typically, you'll see your ad results here once you've gone through the process and have already launched your ads, but the first thing you should understand is how Facebook structures their ads manager. Once you understand which steps to take in each, the rest will be a breeze. So here you can see campaigns, ad sets, and ads. So there are 3 steps that you want to keep in mind, and they each have their own purposes. And here it's laid out a little more clear, so you can see you can also name all 3 of them at once if you would like. And while we're here, when it comes to your ad naming conventions, you're basically writing about what the ad is. So you'll want to come up with a consistent naming convention, which is super important, just to help gain better control over your advertising campaigns and make it easier to analyze data. So here is an example. They start off with the geo, the brand, the product, and then the specific product, the variation of the product. There you can also just do ad, type of ad number, or type of campaign. So traffic, brand, and then whatever your image is. After you've named your campaign, you'll begin creating it. Choosing the right objective is your first most important decision when crafting your ad campaign. So this is the screen you'll see when choosing your objective. Most of them are pretty self-explanatory, but here's a quick rundown. Brand awareness is when you want to get your brand out in front of people's eyes and build awareness around what you sell or do. Whereas reach is where you want to get your ad in front of as many people as you can to generate buzz. And that's the awareness stage. So if your business targets more in the consideration stage, then you want to probably do traffic, especially if you're wanting to send them to your website and maybe purchasing there. And then engagement is getting people to engage with your brand, encouraging people to comment, like, or share. And app installs, that's pretty clear. Video views is to boost traffic to your Facebook videos, targeting people with the best odds of watching your content. Lead generation, they will fill out a form directly on the ad, so you'll have to create that. And then messages, you want them to direct message you. So in the conversion stage, that's when you want to push people to take that next step with your product, whether it's starting a free trial or making a purchase, but your targeting will certainly be different in the conversion stage than if they're in the awareness stage. So Facebook uses objectives to determine other elements of your campaign, such as available ad formats and bidding options and how it optimizes the campaign. So just keep that in mind, that the objective is very important. From this view, you can edit the name of your campaign, change the details of the buying type and campaign objective, toggle if the ad falls into the special ads categories, and choose to utilize campaign budget optimization. So special ads categories were created to follow Facebook's advertising policies. It was like a year or two ago. So if you're creating a campaign that targets social issues, elections, or politics, then the ad needs to be marked as the special ads category or it will get rejected. There's also like healthcare in there and real estate. There's a few others. So just be really mindful of that because it won't even allow you to get to the ad stage. It makes it a little difficult, but you don't really have a choice, so it's really just about optimizing everything you can on the way. It's also worth noting that sometimes the algorithms will flag something as a political ad, even if that's not how you intended it. So next, decide whether you'll be using A/B testing. That's creating a split test or an A/B test, and it allows you to run these experiments and collect data that shows you the best performing creative, placements, audience, and delivery optimization strategies. I highly recommend doing this. It just allows you to optimize your campaigns to be running as efficiently as possible because you can then see right in front of you what is working best. From there, you have the option to turn on campaign budget optimization. So this will distribute your budget across all ad sets below the campaign level to get more results depending on the optimization choices, as opposed to splitting the budget up in the ad levels, which might make more sense as we go there now. So this is the ad level, the second step out of the three, budget and scheduling. Broadly speaking, you'll need to choose your budget type, like daily or lifetime. And you should know this going into this. You shouldn't be making your decision just on the fly. You'll also need to choose how much you'll spend, so your budget, and then the schedule to start and end date of your campaign. So for example, if you know this campaign is just going to be like running like pretty much all the time, you definitely want to use a daily, because if you use a lifetime budget, then once it spends that money, then the ad automatically turns off. Make sure to take time with your budget too. Like if you spend too much and you won't have time for a budget for future campaigns. If you spend too little, it'll be hard to get the results you really want. So under the show more options, you'll be able to choose to run the ads on a schedule. Here you'll have the option to choose the time you run your ads. For example, you can run the ads in the user's time zone and only deliver the ads between 5 and 9, respective of their location. Although Facebook's advertising policies grow more restrictive year after year, it still offers some pretty powerful ways to target audiences. This stage is mostly going to be plugging in the information you already know based on your business's audience and then other prior knowledge. With Facebook audiences, you have the ability to target likes or interests on Facebook, behaviors, and even demographics. All of this allows you to create very specific audiences to target in your campaign. Setting up the right Facebook target audiences is one of the most important things you can do while advertising on Facebook, so it's crucial to do your research beforehand so you're targeting the right people. And as you build your audience, Facebook will display your estimated daily reach and tell you if your audience is too big or too small using the meter on the right side of the page. So placements. This is the step where you decide where on Facebook's vast network you want your ads shown. Your choices, however, will be limited by the goal you have chosen for your campaign. By default, Facebook will have automatic placements selected that they believe will give you the best results. And if you would like to, you can also opt out to choose your own placements. And for example, some of those placements is like Facebook news feed, the Instagram feed, Facebook marketplace, video feeds, right column banner ads, Instagram Explore, and then there's stories on both Instagram and Facebook. There's in-stream videos and then also apps. So you have all those options. You can opt out or choose to use Facebook's recommendations, which is my suggestion to you definitely if you're new to Facebook ads. So ads. Now we're moving on to the ads level, the final step of the campaign creation process. Here you can select your preferred Facebook ad type and insert your ad images and copy. So I did create an ad ahead of time just to use as an example of the kind of copy you want to go for as well. I mean, of course, depending on your brand. Dogs and teepees, who doesn't like that? So you do want the description, the main copy to be like pretty punchy and get your attention. sometimes you want it to explain a little more, but usually like they know what they're getting into, and it's intriguing, if anything. And the headline, of course, you want that to grab their attention. And the photos, super important. Make sure it's high quality. There's just too much competition these days to not have a good quality picture. And then the description underneath the headline, it's optional, but I like it, and especially if it's like a witty brand, you can add just a little punchier copy in there. And then I use the CTA Learn More. This is an image ad, like I was talking about earlier. It's the most effective, and so the Learn More, then they're intrigued and they're gonna go to your website. This is a traffic ad. And that sums up how to create a Facebook ad campaign. So tailing off what I brought up earlier, with all the recent time at home last year, influencers got more creative than ever with their content. They collaborated, tested out new ideas, they experimented to see what worked and what fell flat, all in favor of small businesses everywhere. The influencer advertising industry is predicted to be worth $13.8 billion by the end of 2021, and they have all the stats to back that insane number up. For instance, influencer marketing has been known to achieve 11 times ROI compared to banner ads or Google ads. So how do we work with influencers in 2021? Don't undervalue the inside knowledge from influencers and what they know about their own audiences, because influencers know exactly how their audience feels about any one topic. Ask influencers to be involved in the creative process and ask them how well their audience best received your product or service. This behind the scenes knowledge is super valuable, and you really want to utilize their platform and incorporate that into your strategy. Second, you want to diversify your influencers. It is 2021 after all. You want to include everyone and be as inclusive as possible from the LGBTQ community and beyond. Additionally, don't be scared to have influencers try something that might be way outside of the box for your normal marketing. I mean, it's their brand technically, but you can quickly and easily A/B test like ideas with influencers. This is really low stakes and many times low cost, and you could potentially stumble upon a remarkable viral moment. How cool would that be? Learn how to repurpose and amplify your content. There should never be a piece of influencer content that isn't shared by your brand. Multiple times, really. The influencers are recommending your product, so why wouldn't you share the third-party approval with your own audience? Sharing their content is completely free and will immediately get more eyeballs to view and potentially share. You have nothing to lose. And lastly, and probably most importantly, that added trust that consumers gain from an outsider's recommendation can lead to higher sales and a larger ROI. Considering 49% of consumers claim that they depend on influencer recommendations, you don't want this to be a missed opportunity. The fact that we can now take influencers' content to retarget your exact target market is not only extremely effective, but it's super convenient. And get this, in one campaign created by a travel company, they saw a 36% increase in sales year over year and almost $500,000 in sales during a 2-month campaign. So influencers are sharing undeniably powerful content, and now is the time to inspire your audience.